Joe Paparella will be calling balls and strikes. Umpiring at first base, Ed Runge. At second base will be John Rice, and over at third, Al Smith. As Camilo Pascual walks out to the mound, picks up the Rosenberg first, then the ball. They break up the huddle at home plate, which will allow Pascual to throw some warm-up tosses. Beautiful night for the ball game. Clete Boyer, batting .216, steps into the batter's box as Joe Paparella does throw up home plate. Very little wind blowing tonight. Flag hanging just about straight down in center field. Then we had some miserable weather up in Boston. I understand you're having it back home. But so far, Washington has escaped the rain and the winds. Let's hope it stays that way. The Washington Senators, who are battling to get into fourth place. The last time they finished in the first division was in 1946. They finished fourth. Pascual gets the sign from Earl Battey. Here's the windup by the right-hander. The first pitch of the ball game is low ball one. On deck is Tony Kubek. Is playing Boyer straight away. Fastball popped to right field. Allison didn't see it right away. Comes in now, makes the catch. Bob Allison did not strike that ball immediately. Remember, it's still quite light down here in Washington, and the lights are on. And it's tough to see fly balls in the early part of these ball games. After a delayed start, Allison made a nice running catch of a line drive by Boyer. One way is Tony Kubek. Kubek batting .288. 21 doubles, 3 triples, 9 homers, and 51 runs batted in for Tony. Reno Bertoia moves way in on the infield grab. The pitch is a curve that's over, strike one call. On deck, Yogi Berra. Kubek curve in the dirt. Ball 1-1-1. One ball, one strike, one out. No score. We're in the top of the first inning. The 1-1 delivery. Another curve hit in the ground. Slowly to second base. Gardner in fast up with a flip to Killebrew for the out. Two away. Kubek hit that breaking ball right off the end of his bat. Two away brings up Yogi Berra. Yogi batting .305, has 10 doubles, 1 triple, 11 homers, and 46 runs batted in. Yogi had a couple of important doubles up at Fenway Park yesterday. Drove in 3 big runs. Yogi, the fastball in there, strike one call. Yogi steps back and says to Joe Paparella the ball was low inside. Yogi was not too happy with that call. The windup by Pascual. The curveball is swung and a missed strike two. As Camilo took a little bit off his breaking pitch, Yogi way out in front. You don't often see Yogi fooled that much on a pitch. But this Pascual is rated as one of the top pitchers by the Yankee hitters. Nothing in 2 on Yogi. Hits another curve inside, ball 1. Pascual started to walk off the mound. He thought that pitch was over. You know, the Yankees always watch to see when Pascual pitches, hoping that they'll miss him when they come to town or when he comes to New York. Pascual into the windup. Fastball is strike 3 call. Yogi Berra looked like he was guessing for the curveball and took a fastball right down the middle. Strikeout number 1 for Pascual. Nothing across for the Yankees in the top of the first. all-time record against Washington. 11 wins, 11 defeats. Billy Gardner, batting 271, steps into the batter's box. 19 doubles, 5 triples, 7 homers, 46 runs batted in. Here's Ditmar's first pitch. Gardner takes it high for a ball. Ellis Clary coaching at third. Sam Mealy down at first for the Senators. No score here in the bottom of the first inning. The 1-0 delivery is low outside, ball 2. Shakes off one sign. Now he's ready. The pitch is low, ball 3. 3-0. Here's the 3-0 pitch. High outside, ball 4. Gardner walks on 4 straight pitches to become the first base runner of the ball game. And that'll bring up Lenny Green, the left-hand hitting center fielder. Batting 258, has 11 doubles, 5 triples, 2 homers, and 24 runs batted in. Lenny leads the Senators in stolen bases with 11. Pitch to Green is high, ball 1. On deck is Harmon Killebrew. The ball gets away from Ditmar, but picked up by Kubek. Gardner took 2 steps off the bag and hastened back. Blanchard now out to the mound to talk with Ditmar. Yankees have Cerv in left, Mantle in center. Berra in right. Boyer, Kubek, Richardson, and Skowron on the infield. Blanchard catching, and Ditmar pitching. Killebrew taking a few ripples there in the on-deck circle. The trouble is, it's not a circle down here. They made squares here in the Senator ballpark. The pitch to Green is outside, ball 2. That's 6 straight pitches that Ditmar has served to the plate without throwing a strike. Here's the stretch. The pitch is over, strike 1 call. There's the first strike thrown by Art. One strike. Nobody out, no score in the bottom of the first. The stretch. The pitch is line to center field, a base hit. Mantle fields it on 1 hop. And the Senators have runners at first and second with nobody out. Billy Gardner held up as he thought Mantle had a chance to make a shoestring catch and was only able to go to second base. And that'll bring up Harmon Killebrew. Killebrew batting 274. And on deck, Jim Lemon. Runners at first and second lead away. The pitch to Killebrew, high inside, ball 1. These Senators have a power-packed lineup. They can hurt you all the way down. Till you get to Valdivielso and Pascual, and Pascual had a bases-loaded homer against the Yankees. The pitch is hit in the ground, foul just outside of third. Gardner walks back to second, and Green, who had rounded second, going back to first base. 1-1 on Killebrew. Still not quite dark here in Washington. Still filing in, and you don't see an empty seat right now. Here's the pitch. Foul over towards the Yankee dugout after he went after a bad low fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Killebrew. The Senators are the only team to lead the Yankees on the season series. They've won 8 of the 14 games played so far between the two clubs. The pitch. Strike 3 swinging. He missed the fastball right down the middle. Big strikeout for Ditmar. That's out number 1. Here's Jim Lemon. '69 year, batting .282. 9 doubles, 1 triple, 27 homers, and 70 runs batted in. Leading Washington in both departments, homers and RBIs. Green at first, Gardner at second, the stretch by Ditmar. The pitch is hit on the ground, off Ditmar's foot. He throws to second for 1, back to first. Double play. A double play on a ball that hit Ditmar off his left spike shoe. He was still able to pick it up and throw to second, back to first for the double play. For the Senators in the bottom of the first, no runs, 1 hit, no Yankee errors, 1 man left to score at the end of 1 full inning. The Yankees nothing and the Senators nothing. What does this sound like? Rubber hoses, swivel clubs, 6-foot clubs, 7-pound clubs? Well, that's the sort of equipment you find in the golf bag of Paul Hahn. And when he gives an exhibition of his amazing golf shots, it's really something to see. Now, my own favorite is his famous William Tell shot, where he drives a golf ball way over 200 yards from a tee, placed in the mouth of a pretty girl. Paul is just about the most perfectly coordinated athlete I've ever seen. And you folks in and near New Jersey can see Paul Hahn put on a trick shot exhibition on Monday, August 22nd, at the Hendricks Field Golf Course in Belleville, New Jersey. Paul's exhibition starts at 5:30 p.m. And if any of you want to get out to Hendricks Field earlier, I'll be playing in a match with Paul and the club pro Maury O'Connor. Our match will start at 1 o'clock. We'll be happy to have you follow us around. But even if you can't take in our match, don't miss this opportunity to see the wizard of the club, Paul Hahn, perform some of those trick shots you've seen in the Valentine TV commercials. Remember the date, tomorrow, August 22nd. Hold the phone, that's Monday, August 22nd. The time, 5:30. The place, Hendricks Field Golf Course in Belleville, New Jersey. And, of course, the admission is free. Baltimore and Boston postponed because of rain and fog. Cleveland at Detroit, Chicago, Kansas City starts later on. And the National League 3-night games start later on. L.A. is St. Louis, Philadelphia at Milwaukee, Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. This afternoon, the Giants beat the Cubs 2-1. Cepeda home in the fourth with 1 on to win it. Mickey Mantle hits a high fly to left field. Jim Lemon is getting under, pounds the glove, makes the catch, and it's 1 away. Just got under that first pitch by Pascual and slide out deep to Lemon in left field. Mickey was up there batting .273. Brings up the moose, Bill Skowron, batting .313 with 28 doubles, 3 triples, 22 homers, and 82 runs batted in. No score in the top of the second, 1 away. Skowron is top foul down the right field line, going out of play. Back up on the roof. On deck is Bob Cerv. Skowron high inside, ball 1, 1 of 1. Coach was telling us that Ted Williams now is using his bat. Matter of fact, Williams orders a bat and has Skowron's name put on me. He says Moose gets better wood in his bats than he does. Imagine Williams saying that. Skowron uses a 36-inch, 34-ounce bat, and he holds it right on the end. Curve high inside, ball 2, 2 and 1. You got to be strong to swing a bat that way. Even Williams chokes up on the Moose's bat about an inch. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Curve over, strike 2. Skowron fell back away from that curve, and it broke over the plate. Now holds it 2-2 on Skowron. There's no score here in the top of the second. 1 out, nobody on. Yankees have won 8 of their last 13 games. Dropping the doubleheader to the Senators last Sunday, the Yankees have won 4 in a row. A 2-2 pitch, curveball, strike 3, swinging. Man, did that ball break. That started up around the letters and broke down below the knees. Here's Bob Cerv batting .241, 8 doubles, 1 triple, 11 homers, and 30 runs batted in. Is Johnny Blanchard. Pascual's pitch to serve is swung at and missed, strike 1. Again the windup, kicks, delivers, fastball is outside, 1-1. What makes Pascual really rough is the fact that he throws the fastball and the curveball with the same motion and from the same delivery. He does not tip off his pitch. Reminds me of Bob Cerv in his prime. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball line to left center field, and that ball is in there for a home run, a line drive home run by Bob Cerv. As Pascual tried to sneak the fastball by him, that ball cleared the left center field fence by about 2 inches. Just going into the first row, but it was hit a ton right on the nose. The Yankees lead 1-0. On Cerv's 12th home of the year and his 31st run batted in. The first hit for the Yankees, and it's a homer. And here's Johnny Blanchard, batting .275, 1 double, 2 homers, 7 runs batted in. Youngster who really picked up the Yankees when both Berra and Howard were injured. Caught sparkling ball and hit in the clutch. Batson left-hander. Pitch is high, ball 1. So I doubt if Bob Cerv will see another fastball tonight from Camilo Pascual. 2 out and nobody on. Up is outside, ball 2, 2-0. Bobby Richardson on deck. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Strike call, fastball just above the knees. Paparella from Scranton, PA, calling balls and strikes. The 2-1 pitch. Low curve is low. Ball 3, 3-1. Earl Battey fires that ball back to the center of the pitchers. They have to be on their toes. Got one of the strongest throwing arms in baseball. For the 3-1 delivery. Foul. Back on the screen, out of play. Earl Battey caught that ball. It hit the top of the stadium and bounced right back in front of home plate. Full count now on Johnny Blanchard. 2 outs. Nobody on. The Yankees leading 1-0. We're in the top of the second inning. Out on the mound, hardly ever stands still, just long enough to get the sign. Here's the payoff pitch. Outside and high, ball 4. He lost him. Pascual issues his first walk of the ball game, and it brings up Bobby Richardson, the Yankee second baseman, batting .255. Bobby is 9 doubles, 2 triples, 1 homer, and 23 runs batted in. Richardson has not gotten the headlines this year, what with so many Yankees having great years, but Bobby has won so many important ball games, not only with his fielding, but with timely base hits and bunts. That's him right-handed, chokes up a little bit. Pitch to Richardson. His curve is inside, ball 1. Harmon Killebrew holding first against Blanchard. Is hit foul outside of third, picked up by Bertoia. 1-1 on Bobby. Richardson says every time the Yankees play in Washington, half the city of Sumter, South Carolina comes up. That's about 25 or 30 people. At least that's what we kid Bobby about when he tells us that. Doesn't have too big a population down there. 1-1 on Richardson. Blanchard short lead off first. Pitch to Bobby, foul back, out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yankees 1, Senators nothing. Bottom of the second, rather top of the second. This is the biggest crowd I've seen here at Griffith Stadium in a long, long time.
This is WOKO.
Find an empty seat in the bleachers or in the box seats or grandstand. The pitch, strike 3. Battey picks it up on 1 hop. Throws to Killebrew to retire Richardson. That's a strikeout. The play going from 2 to 3. For the Yankees in the top of the second, 1 run, 1 hit, the homer by Cerv. No Senator errors, 1 man left. The score at the end of an inning and a half. The Yankees 1, the Senators nothing.
This is the tempting get on.
Yes, sir, an Atlantic station. Can I help you?
Yes, there's a strange noise beneath the bonnet.
Bonnet?
Yes, engines fluttering, all that.
Oh, the car. Well, it could be a dirty carburetor.
Carburetor?
Yeah, a dirty carburetor often causes rough, uneven performance. Waste gasoline, too.
Oh, that's so.
But we can fix that right here with Atlantic Imperial gasoline. It cleans your carburetor as you drive.
Atlantic Imperial, I see that's a jolly good name for petrol. And it cleans the carburetor.
Yes, sir, and keeps it clean.
Smashing. Let's give it a bit of a go with Imperial, eh, what? Joe, these Americans may drive the wrong side of the road, but they certainly know about cars. Especially those Atlantic chaps with their Atlantic Imperial. Cleans the carburetor and all that. Really top hole. Atlantic keeps your car on the go.
Bottom of the second inning, the Senators will have Bertoia, Allison, and Battey to face Art Ditmar. Senators had a fine scoring opportunity getting the first 2 men on in the bottom of the first. But Ditmar struck out Killebrew, got eliminated, hit into a double play. Bertoia is batting .282, has 12 doubles, 6 triples, 2 homers, and 33 runs batted in. Pitch to Bertoia is low outside, ball 1. Reno, the right hand hitting third baseman. Youngster born in Italy, now living over in Canada, Windsor, Ontario, as a matter of fact. Pitch is strike 1. He checked his swing, but it was over the plate, 1-1. Shirt-sleeve crowd here tonight at Griffith Stadium. 1-1 pitch. Change-up is high inside. Ball 2. 2-1. There's not too much room from home plate back to the box seats and back of the plate. Stands Fans are real close to the ballpark here. There's the pitch hit on the ground. One hop to Boyer. Up with it. The throw to Skowron. One away. Oh, glue fingers himself. Clete Boyer down at third base. Throws out Bertoia. Here's Bob Allison. Allison batting .255, has 25 doubles, 3 triples, 12 homers, and 55 runs batted in. And he seems to enjoy himself against Yankee pitching. He's had some good days and nights against the pitchers. Curve is over, strike one call. Art Ditmar, who was a last-minute replacement for Bob Cerv, who was scheduled to start tonight. Cerv came up feeling not too well. Fastball inside, brushes Allison back, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's fouled on the first baseline. Booted by Sam Milley. First base coach for the Senators. Was a tough chance, though. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Mantle is deep in left center field on Allison. Way back there. Curve is high. Ball 2, 2-2. The 2-2 delivery. Pitch is low outside. Ball 3. Full count on Allison. Allison is 6'4" and 218 pounds. Now the payoff pitch. Low ball 4. He lost him. That's the second walk given up by Ditmar. He walked Gardner in the first inning. And with 1 away, here's Earl Battey, the catcher. Battey hitting .259, has 17 doubles, 1 triple, 10 homers, and 45 runs batted in. Strong right-hand hitter. Ditmar's pitch is hit on the ground to the shortstop. Kubek. Off his glove in the left field. Allison brought to third. The throw comes in at second base. That was a bad hop. Just as Kubek was ready to field that ball, it bounced off his glove. It closes a base hit. A single for Battey on a bad hopping ground ball, but they all count. You never can tell. As they say, that's the way the ball bounces, and that one took a wicked hop. Allison with heads-up base running continued to third. Battey is at first. With runners at first and third, 1 out. Here's Jose Valdivielso, the shortstop. Jose batting just .217 is 1 double, 1 triple, 2 homers, and 18 runs batted in. That was a perfect double play ball hit to Kubek till he took that bad hop. Here's the stretch. Infield playing back. The pitch to Valdivielso. He bunts it, and it's foul tip held by Blanchard. Strike 1. Fortunately for the Senators, it was not a suicide squeeze as Valdivielso bunted right through the ball. Allison would have been a dead duck if he was breaking with the pitch. Valdivielso trying a heads-up play, trying to get the run in on a push bunt between the pitcher and first base. Here's the stretch. The pitch is foul back, strike 2. So Ditmar gets ahead of Valdivielso, 0-2. Camilo Pascual, the pitcher, is due up next. 1-0 the Yankees lead. We're in the bottom of the second. 1 away. Battey leads off first. Allison off third. The pitch is off to short center field. Mantle coming in. Makes the catch. Allison starts on the throw to the plate. Nice play by Blanchard on a bad hop. Allison was just trying to draw a throw from Mantle as the ball was hit in shallow center field. And Mickey threw a bullet to the plate, and it skipped off the grass almost by Blanchard. That's 2 away. Blanchard with 3 doubles, 1 triple, 1 homer, and 8 runs batted in. And that home run was the grand slammer against the Yankees last Sunday. Asked for time, goes out to the mound to talk with Ditmar. Earl Battey is at first, Bob Allison at third. Pascual talking with Paparella, the plate umpire. On deck is Billy Gardner. Yankees lead 1-0. Stretch by Ditmar. His pitch inside, ball 1. Ditmar set. Pitch is hit on the ground and back a second. Kubek off with the steps on the bag for the unassisted fourth play. For the Senators in the bottom of the second inning. No runs, 1 hit, no Yankee errors. 2 men left to score at the end of 2 full innings. The Yankees won, the Senators nothing.
Today, more and more people are driving with Atlantic Imperial in their cars. It's the gasoline that cleans your carburetor as you drive and keeps it clean. We pause for station identification over the Home of Champions Network.
At 1460 on the radio dial, you're tuned to WOKO, Albany Modern Radio, Albany, New York.
So the Senators have had 2 scoring opportunities against Ditmar, but have failed to capitalize on either one. As Ditmar was able to bear down when he had to. Pascual, who made that last out just now, getting out to the mound. Nothing to report on the scoreboard as yet. Baltimore at Boston was postponed because of rain and fog, and we can well imagine that. Because when we left there this morning to fly down here, it was raining and wind blowing, a northeaster, man, and a northeaster up there in Boston is bad. And it's the same in New York, Pappy informs me, and it's tough because they're having beautiful weather down here in Washington right now. Cleveland at Detroit, Chicago at Kansas City are playing. They start later on. In the National League, Los Angeles at St. Louis, Philadelphia at Milwaukee, Pittsburgh at Cincinnati start later on. This afternoon, the Giants beat the Cubs 2-1. McCormick all the way the winner. Ellsworth the loser. Elston released in the ninth. Orlando Cepeda homered in the fourth with 1 iron to win the game for the Giants. Art Ditmar will lead off for the Yankees in the top of the third. Ditmar is batting 184. 2 doubles, 2 runs batted in. Pascual ready to pitch to Ditmar. Curve inside, ball 1. Art almost ducked right into that curveball. 1-0 the Yankees lead. Thanks to the home run by Bob Cerv in the second inning with 2 outs. 1-0 pitch. Strike 1, a swing and a miss. Senators have won 6 of their last 9 games, so they're playing a real good baseball. Curve is over, strike 2. Ditmar turns around and looks at Paparella. Doesn't say anything, just looks. And Pascual can start that curveball about letter high and break down around the knees. Almost like a magnet drawing it down into the catcher's glove. The pitch. Fouled at the plate. That was a sidearm curveball. Pascual throws most of his curves directly overhand, which makes it tough to hit. Just imagine a curve coming, breaking down. You've got to meet that ball solidly with a round bat against a round ball. One ball, two strikes. Fastball low outside, ball two. Pascual tried to blow that one by Ditmar, put a little extra on it, got away from him. The count on Ditmar, leading off here in the top of the third. Fastball pop right at Killebrew, who gloved it one-handed. Was not hit too hard. Ditmar pops out to Killebrew. One away, here's Clete Boyer, flying to right field in the first inning. To watch the Yankees play the Senators. Here's the windup. Curve is hit down to third. Bertoia's up with a fair ball, a long throw. In time to get Boyer by a step. That was a nice play by Reno Bertoia, who fielded the slowly hit ball right on the bag and then had to straighten up and fire across the Killebrew. Two away. Here's Tony Kubek, bounced to second base in the first inning. Nobody on. 1-0. The Yankees are leading in the top of the third inning. Pascual ready to pitch to Kubek, inside, ball one. The 1-0 pitch, changeup is low, ball two, 2-0. Deck is Yogi Berra. Here's the windup and the 2-0 delivery. It's line to right field. Allison coming in fast. Makes the shoestring catch after falling to his knees. A beautiful play by Bob Allison to end the inning, taking a base hit away from Tony Kubek. Allison got a good jump on that ball and had to make sort of a lunging, diving catch and rolled over. For the Yankees in the top of the third, no runs, no hits, no Senator errors, nobody left. The score at the end of 2.5 innings. The Yankees won and the Senators nothing.
Ever hear of a gasoline that doubles as a mechanic? In a way, Atlantic Imperial gasoline does just that. Here's how. When you drive, exhaust fumes and other air contaminants escape your air cleaner and collect in the carburetor in the form of deposits. Even a small amount of deposits can cause an improper mixture of air and gasoline. When this happens, stalling, rough idling, and actual gasoline waste result. Now, one way to handle a dirty carburetor is to get under the hood and clean it manually. But why go to all that trouble and expense when Atlantic Imperial does the job for you without even raising the hood? Atlantic Imperial actually cleans your carburetor as you drive and keeps it clean. With a clean carburetor, you get proper mixture of gasoline and air. You will enjoy smooth engine performance, greater gasoline economy. Give it a try. Use Atlantic Imperial gasoline.
In the bottom of the third inning, it'll be the top of the Senator batting order to face Art Ditmar. Billy Gardner, who walked Lenny Green and Harmon Killebrew. Pitch to Gardner. Strike call. The fastball felt high. 1-0 the Yankees lead on Cerv's home run. One strike pitch, changeup inside, 1-1. pitch low inside, ball 2. 2-1. Ellis Fleury pacing up and down the third base coaching box. The 2-1 pitch is lined to Richardson on one hop. Nice play by Bobby. Throw to first inside for the out. That's a tough chance getting those low sinking line drives on the short hop. Lenny Green got one, but right on the shin. That Mantle hit at him in Sunday's ball game. Rather, yesterday's ball game. Here's Lenny Green, who's single to center field. Left-hand hitter. Chokes up on the bat a little bit. Takes the pitch over. Strike 1 call. On deck, Harmon Killebrew. 1 out, nobody on. Change up his line. Richardson makes a leaping one-hand catch for the out. Now there was an example of timing by an infielder as he waited for the last possible second to leap and caught the ball at the top of his stretch. A fine play by Bobby Richardson takes the base hit away from Lenny Green. 2 out. Harmon Killebrew, who struck out in the first inning. Like Bobby wasn't going to leap at all. He just waited, and then at the very last second, jumped up. There's a check swing pop-up to Richardson. Bobby under it, and makes the catch, and Richardson had a hand in all 3 of those outs. 2 put-outs and an assist. The Senators get down 1-2-3, nothing across in the bottom of the third. The score at the end of 3 full innings. The Yankees won. The Senators nothing. Still nothing to report on the scoreboard, except the Giants beating the Cubs this afternoon 2-1. After this brief road trip, the Yankees play here again tomorrow afternoon and Sunday afternoon. The Yankees resume their drive for the 1960 American League pennant in head-on clashes with the strong Western clubs. The final New York appearances this year of Chicago, Cleveland, Detroit, and Kansas City. And the White Sox appropriately open this final Yankee Stadium invasion next Tuesday night, August 23rd. And needless to say, this will be a big series. Roy Stevens, Nellie Fox, Minnie Minoso, Louis Aparicio, and company will be in for a game Tuesday night and another big one Wednesday afternoon. Tickets are moving fast for both dates, so we suggest you obtain yours as soon as possible for the best seat location. And following the White Sox, the revived rough Cleveland Indians will be in for consecutive doubleheaders. They'll meet in a novel twilight doubleheader next Friday, August 26th at 6 p.m., followed by a 2 p.m. doubleheader next Saturday afternoon. And then there'll be another tough one the next day, Sunday, August 28th, when the Detroit Tigers arrive for another doubleheader. 3 doubleheaders in a row at Yankee Stadium. Wow. 6 games in about 50 hours. It's going to be tough on the players, but a bargain for the fans. So it should provide the greatest weekend of baseball in years for fans coming to New York from out of the city for the weekend. Hope we see you there. Yogi Berra, who was called out on strikes in the first inning as a batter, here in the top of the 4th with the Yankees leading 1-0. Pascual against Ditmar, hooked up in a pitching door. Yankees have 1 base hit, but that a homer by Cerv. The Senators have 2. 2 singles, that is. Pascual into the windup. Pitch to Yogi. Pop foul. Battey chasing it near the stands. He's got the room. Pounds the glove. Makes the catch one away. Yogi fouls out to the catcher. And it brings up Mickey Mantle, who flies deep to left field in the second inning. Yogi. Watch him after he strikes out or fouls out to the catcher. He runs back to the dugout. Seems a little embarrassed. Pitch command as a curve popped in the air. Valdivielso moving back in short center field. The shortstop is under it and makes the catch backing up. He misjudged that ball. Mantle was all the way down to second base by the time he caught it. did get that ball backing up quickly the last couple of sets. 2 up, 2 down. Bill Skowron has struck out in the second inning, the batter. How about that Lou Burdett pitching a no-hitter? The pitch to the Moose is a curve over, strike one called. Burdett pitched a no-hitter against the Phillies. Only one man got on base, and that was a man that Burdett hit with a pitch ball, and he was doubled up. The only thing that kept it from being a perfect ball game. Strike 2. Skowron swung at a curve that hit home plate. And following the White Sox, the revived rough Cleveland Indians will be in for consecutive doubleheaders. They'll meet in a novel twilight doubleheader next Friday, August 26th at 6 p.m., followed by a 2 p.m. doubleheader next Saturday afternoon. And then there'll be another tough one the next day, Sunday, August 28th, when the Detroit Tigers arrive for another doubleheader. 3 doubleheaders in a row at Yankee Stadium. Wow. 6 games in about 50 hours. It's going to be tough on the players, but a bargain for the fans. So it should provide the greatest weekend of baseball in years for fans coming to New York from out of the city for the weekend. Hope we see you there. Yogi Berra, who was called out on strikes in the first inning as a batter, here in the top of the fourth with the Yankees leading 1-0. Pascual against Ditmar, hooked up in a pitching duel. Yankees have 1 base hit, but that a homer by Cerv. The Senators have 2. 2 singles, that is. Pascual into the windup. Pitch to Yogi. Pops foul. Battey chasing it near the stands. He's got the room. Pounds the glove. Makes the catch one away. Yogi fouls out to the catcher. And it brings up Mickey Mantle, who flies deep to left field in the second inning. Yogi. Watch him after he strikes out or fouls out to the catcher. He runs back to the dugout. Seems a little embarrassed. Pitch to Mantle as a curve popped in the air. Valdivielso moving back in short center field. The shortstop is under it and makes the catch backing up. He misjudged that ball. Mantle was all the way down to second base by the time he caught it. Just did get that ball backing up quickly the last couple of steps. 2 up, 2 down. Bill Skowron, who struck out in the second inning, the batter. How about that Lou Burdett pitching a no-hitter? The pitch to the Moose is a curve over, strike one called. Burdett pitched a no-hitter against the Phillies. Only one man got on base, and that was a man that Burdett hit with a pitch ball, and he was doubled up. The only thing that kept it from being a perfect ball game. Strike 2, as Skowron swung at a curve that hit home plate. Boy, Pascual really broke that one off. 0-2, 2 out, nobody on. Yankees 1, Red Senators 0 in the top of the fourth. Here's the pitch. Sidearm curve, strike 3, swinging. Second time he got the Moose. For the Yankees in the top of the fourth, 0 across as they go down 1-2-3 to score at the end of 3.5 innings. New York 1, Washington 0. Bounced into a double play in the first inning, leads off for Washington here in the bottom of the fourth as the Senators trail the Yankees 1-0. Art Ditmar going after his 6th consecutive win. He's won 12 and lost 7 this year. Pitch outside, ball 1. is low, ball 2, 2-0. On Big Jim Lemon. Wide stance at the plate. Holds the bat right down to the end. Crouching. The 2-0 pitch is hit deep to left. Way back there. Way back. And that ball is gone for a home run. And the ball game's tied up. His 28th homer of the year and his 71st run batted in. And the ball game's tied 1-1. And here's Reno Bertoia, who bounced to third base in the second inning. Ditmar's pitch is on the inside corner, strike 1 call. Lemon hit that high and far. Third chased it back to the wall. You could see him trying to push the wall back a little, but he couldn't make it. Went back into the bleachers. The 1-strike pitch. Inside, almost hit Bertoia, ball 1-1-1. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Foul back of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two-strike pitch. Curve outside, ball 2, 2-2. The count. The pitch is hit on the ground to shortstop. Boyer cuts in front, up with it, throws to first low, backhanded by Skowron. Nice play as Moose scooped it out of the dirt on a nice backhand pickup. 1 away. Boyer went a long ways for that high hopper cut in front of Kubek. Brings up Bob Allison, who walked in the second inning. The windup, the pitch to Allison is low, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch on the outside corner, strike 1, 1-1. Our Vice President, Richard Nixon, is here tonight, sitting with Calvin Griffith, the President of the Senators. Nixon is a red-hot Senator fan. The 1-1 pitch. Inside, ball 2, 2-1. Score tied 1-1. Home runs. Both runs came on homers. Cerv for the Yankees, Lemon for the Senators. One out, nobody on. 2-1 pitch. The foul tip back. It hits Blanchard on the hand. Johnny takes his glove off and walks around a little bit. Johnny keeps that finger out of the glove, and it could have nicked that left index finger of his. Two and two on Bob Allison. Here's the windup. Curve, and Allison swung at the last second. He practically hit that ball right out of Blanchard's glove. It looked like he was fooled on the pitch. And at the very last second, just chopped at the ball, hoping to foul it, and that's just what he did. Hangs in there on a 2-2 count. Pitch. Curve again fouled off the end of the bat. Count holds it 2-2. about 28,000 people. The pitch popped in the air to the left side. Boyer coming over near the stands. And he reaches in but can't get it. Couldn't quite reach far enough. Another life for Bob Allison. And he is just about hanging in there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. 1-1 the score in the bottom of the 4th. And how the Senators have been battling the Yankees all this year. Ditmar into the windup. Strike 3, went after a low curveball, didn't get it. That's Ditmar's second strikeout of the ball game. And it brings up Earl Battey, who bounced a single off Kubek's glove. His first time at bat. Battey, strike call, first ball just above the knee. 2 out, nobody on. Right hand hitting catcher. Swings and fouls it back off the screen. 0-2. Shakes off 2 sides. Now he's got one. Sidearm ball hit slowly to shortstop. Kubek to his left, up with it. Throws low and just in time to get Battey. Ball almost got away from Tony. For the Senators in the bottom of the 4th, 1 run on Lemon Tomer to tie up the ball game. No Yankee errors and nobody left to score at the end of 4 full innings, all tied up. The Yankees won, the Senators won, and we pause for station identification.
1460 on the radio dial. You're tuned to Quality Modern, WOKO, Albany, New York.
See what we got on the scoreboard. Nothing to report in the American League. And the National League, just 1-day game. The Yankees defeated the Cubs 2-1. McCormick the winner, Ellsworth the loser. Cepeda home in the 4th with 1 out. There are other games being played, but they're starting later on. And right now, I'd like to mention that the second half of this game is being brought to you by the Crisp Refresher Ballantine beer. You know, Ballantine is a light beer with 2 lager flavor. That's what makes it the Crisp Refresher. Strikes come right along with the ball game. Even make the game sound better. Bob Cerv, who homered for Pascual, and he really hit a line drive shot, just cleared the left center field wall. And that is the only hit of Pascual, by the way. Pascual has walked 1 and struck out 4. 1-1 the score. On deck, Johnny Blanchard. Pascual's first pitch to serve. He pops it up in the air to short right field. Gardner's back, Allison in. Gardner calling for it. Under it, and makes the catch. 1 away. Brings up Johnny Blanchard, who walked in the second inning. Blanchard, slow curve outside, ball 1. The 1-0 delivery. Hit on a ground foul outside of first. Rolling down in the right field corner. Bob Allison will have to go over and get it as it kicked down to the playing field. 1-1 on Blanchard. On deck, Bobby Richardson. 1-1 the score. Top of the fifth. Windup by Camilo. His pitch is a curve hit deep to straightaway center field. Way back. Lenny Green going back. Way back and makes the catch in deep center field. A ball hit over 400 feet, but to the deepest part of this ballpark. Blanchard hit a low curve ball a mile that time. To away. Bring up Bobby Richardson, who struck out in the second inning. Pitch to Bobby is a curve over, strike one. Richardson bluffs the bunt. Art Ditmar charging in. The sidearm curve broke over the plate. The windup, another curve hit on the ground to the shortstop. Valdivielso is up with it. Over to Killebrew in time for the out. Pascual sets the Yankees down 1-2-3 for the third inning in a row. Nothing across the score at the end of 4.5 innings. The Yankees won, the Senators won. For the Senators, Jose Valdivielso, who slide to short center field in the second inning, will lead off against Ditmar. Score tied 1-1, bottom of the fifth. Ditmar's pitch to Jose is over, strike one called. Coming in fast. He's got it. Now that ball was hit on the nose. The other one that Valdivielso hit was not hit well, but that one carried. Looked like he hit that ball one-handed. He reached out to hit it. Got good wood on it. One away. That'll bring up Camilo Pascual, who bounced to the shortstop in the second inning. Gets a nice round of applause. He's one of the big favorites with the Senator fans down here. Right-hand hitter. He takes the pitch low, ball one. Billy Gardner is on deck. Double pump. First time he's done that tonight. Pitch is a low outside ball, 2-0. Ditmar doesn't waste much time out on the mound. Remember that game he and Wilhelm hooked up in New York? Boy, that thing really went in a hurry. Pitch, outside ball 3, 3-0. So Ditmar's behind on Pascual, a man he does not want to walk. 3-0 pitch. Low ball 4. He lost him. Ditmar gives up his third base on balls. Walking the pitcher, and Pascual picks up his warm-up jacket on the way down to first base, putting it on. Throws his helmet away, gets the regular cap from the bat boy. The lead runners at first base with one out. Here's Billy Gardner, who walked and bounced out to second base. 1-1 the score. One away. The stretch, and the pitch is fouled back on the screen. Strike one. Again, Ditmar set. Pitch low inside, ball 1-1-1. The stretch. Pitch swung at and missed. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That ball dipped down below the knees. Pascual has a short lead at first base. The pitch is strike 3 called. Billy Gardner took a fastball. Looked like he was really fooled on that one. Third strikeout for Ditmar. It brings up Lenny Green, who singled at center and then was robbed of a base hit on a fine leaping play by Bobby Richardson. 1 for 2 for the left-hand hitting center fielder. Two-way. Skowron playing back of the runner at first. Pitch way outside, ball 1. Pitch, strike call, fastball on the inside corner, 1-1. Ditmar slipped a little bit when he delivered that pitch. Now he's kicking around out on the mound where his left foot ends up when he throws the pitch. The 1-1 pitch, curve high outside, ball 2, 2-1. Very seldom goes for the rosin bag. Taking a little time to mop his brow. Here's a 2-1 delivery. It's fouled back on the screen. Strike 2, 2-2. A warm night in the nation's capital. Temperature around 80 degrees. Very little wind blowing. 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1-1 the score, bottom of the 5th. Here's the stretch. Curve is lined in the right field corner. Yogi digging to his left and makes the catch against the fence. Actually not right against the fence, just in front of it. A nice running play, though, by Yogi. Green has hit the ball hard all 3 times. For the Senators in the bottom of the 5th, no runs, no hits, no Yankee errors. 1 man left. The score at the end of 5 full innings, the Yankees won and the Senators won. Man, oh man, this is a tight pennant race. And, of course, right now, most of us are thinking about the pennant race and the World Series. But you know something? It won't be long before the New York football Giants move in on Yankee Stadium. Yes, sir, their opening home game will take place on Sunday, October 16th, against the Washington Redskins, to play here at Griffith Stadium, their home game. And once again, for the 6th
great year, Ballantine Beer, the crisp refresher, will be bringing the football Giants to you on radio and TV. And here's more good news. On Monday night, August 22nd, the football Giants will meet the Green Bay Packers in a preseason game at Roosevelt Stadium in Jersey City. Now, this is all part of Jersey City's celebration, so head out to Roosevelt Stadium on August 22nd and see the Marrowmen in action. Pascual, who was on base, takes a lot of time getting out, so we'll give you a look at the scoreboard. In the American League, Baltimore was due to play at Boston tonight, but was postponed because of rain and fog. Cleveland at Detroit, it's locked against Fisher. Chicago, Kansas City has not started. In the National League, Los Angeles at St. Louis, Padres against Jackson. The Dodgers failed to score in the top of the first. Philadelphia at Milwaukee, it's Mejia against Pizarro. At Pittsburgh at Cincinnati, Mizell against Turkey. And the Giants beat the Cubs this afternoon 2-1. McCormick the winner, Ellsworth the loser. Cepeda home in the fourth with one on. Got ourselves a dandy of a pitcher's battle going on here between Pascual and Ditmar, and the battle of home runs. Cerv homers for the Yankees, Lemon for the Senators, and that's the score, 1-1. And in the top of the sixth, Ditmar will be leading off, followed by Boyer and Kubek. Pascual, ready for his first pitch to Ditmar. Here it is, and it's outside, ball one. I wonder if there's any dirt left out on that pitching level, and Pascual is through for the night. He kicks, pours around on every pitch. Fastball over, strike one called, 1-1. Delivery. Big curve over strike two. Ditmar ducked way out of the way, and that ball broke over. Man, that is a beautiful thing to watch. Not to hit at, but to watch. I tell you, that's a tough pitch, that curveball of Pascual. Two-strike pitch. It's low outside. Ball to 2-2. Two balls, two strikes. Nobody out. Nobody on. 1-1 the score. Top of the sixth. Wind up by Pascual. Fastball, strike three, swinging. Boy, he blew that one right by Ditmar. Strikeout number 5 for Camilo Pascual. Brings up Clete Boyer, who lined to right field, bounced out to third. Boyer is low for a ball. Tony Kubek on deck. The pitch is a curve foul. Back at third base. 1-1. Ball bounced into the stands, and a fan made a nice play. Pascual checking the sign from Battey. 1-1 pitch. Base hit down at third baseline. That's going to be extra bases. And Boyer is going to pull in a second with a stand-up double. He hit an outside curveball just there. And it looks like Boyer might have hurt his leg as he came into second base. Boyer doubles to left field, and that's only the second hit off Pascual. The other one a homer by Cerv. Boyer now doing some calisthenics out at second base to make sure he's all right. And he gives Crissetti the okay sign. So the Yankees have the tie-breaking run at second base with one out. Here's Tony Kubek. Kubek bounced to second and lined out to right field. By Pascual. Pitch to Kubek is bunted at, missed, strike one. Looks like Tony tried to drop a surprise bunt there. It was definitely not a sacrifice bunt. He was running as he threw his bat out at the ball. Yogi Berra on deck. By Pascual. Fastball over, strike two. Boy, he zipped that one in there, knee high. Boyer got his 16th double that time. Lavergetto is standing up on the steps of the Senator dugout. They do cap off, scratches his head. The pitch is a ground ball. Beautiful play by Gardner. Throw to first. In time for the out. A tremendous play by Billy Gardner. Saves the run. Billy Gardner dove to his left, knocked the ball on the ground while laying flat on his back. Flipped to third base and made a perfect throw to retire Kubek. As pretty a play as we've seen all year. And he dove back on the edge of the outfield grass. Moving to third base on the play was Clete Boyer. Then, not only did he make a great play in knocking the ball down, but throwing from a prone position. Gardner is one of the big reasons why the Senators are this high in the standings this late in the year. He has just about made the Senator infield. That'll bring up Yogi Berra, who was called out on strikes and fouled out to the catcher. 2 outs. Boyer at third. We're in the top of the 6th. The score is tied 1-1. That play brought the crowd to its feet. Pascual will now pitch with his full windup. Boyer with a big lead off third. Boy, he's got a big lead. Here's the windup. Pitch is a curve over, strike one call. Boyer keeps shaking that left leg of his. I wonder whether he pulled a muscle or might have turned it coming into second base. One strike on Yogi. The windup. Fastball loaded. He blew that one. It was high. Ball one. That's the fastest I've ever seen Pascual throw a ball. That surprised Yogi. Should have been a look on Yogi's face. 1-1. Man, he reached way back and got a little extra something from someplace. One ball, one strike, 2 outs. Pascual steps off the rubber. Boyer's really taken a big lead. Bertoia has to play Yogi closer to shortstop. The changeup is hit on the ground at second base. Gardner is up with it. Throws to Killebrew for the out, and they get out of the inning thanks to some fine pitching by Pascual and a great play by Billy Gardner. For the Yankees in the top of the sixth, no runs, one hit, no Senator errors, one man left. The score at the end of 5.5 innings, the Yankees won and the Senators won. Score tied 1-1. Killebrew struck out, popped to second base. Ditmar ready. Pitch is strike one, a swing and a miss. Jim Lemon on deck. Up by Ditmar. Curve is on the outside corner. Strike two, 0-2. Fastball outside. Ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. His 20th home of the year, his 53rd run batted in. The Senators now lead 2-1. And both home runs hit by the Senators have been high, long fly balls that just kept carrying. That one was to deep left center field. And Ditmar had made Killebrew look dead up till that pitch. Is Jim Lemon, who hit into a double play and homered. The pitch. High ball one. So all 3 runs in this ball game have been accounted for by home runs. 2 for the Senators, 1 for the Yankees. Washington leads 2-1. Double pump by Ditmar. Pitch is swung and a missed, strike one, 1-1. We told you these Senators are a dangerous ball club. They got the power. Tonight they sure got the pitching in Pascual. Foul at the plate, strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Killebrew received a standing ovation as he crossed home plate. These Senator fans haven't had much to cheer about last 13 or 14 years. Curve is lined in left field, but curving foul down in the left field corner. One ball, 2 strikes on big Jim Lemon. Nobody out, nobody on. The windup. Pitch is strike 3 swinging. Went after a low outside fastball. Didn't get it. That's Ditmar's 4th strikeout. And it'll bring up Reno Bertoia, who's been up twice and twice bounced to third base. 1 away. on the ground slowly to short. Boyer cuts in front of Kubek to throw to first in time for the out. A pretty play by Clete Boyer. Boy, he's got a lot of range, that young third baseman. He covers a lot of ground. 2 outs. Here's Bob Allison, who walked and struck out. 2-1, the Senators are leading here in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch to Allison as a change-up. That's low. Ball 1. Pitch hit on the ground slowly to third. Boy is in. The big hop. Fires to Skowron for the out. So for the Senators in the bottom of the 6th, 1 run on a home run by Killebrew. No Yankee errors. Nobody left. The score at the end of 6 full innings. The Senators 2 and the Yankees 1.
1460 on the radio dial. You're tuned to quality modern WOKO, Albany, New York. The time, 9:35 and a half. Hello there, everybody. In the 7th inning, Mickey Mantle is up with the Senators leading 2-1. Mantle flied to left and popped out to short. Pascual's delivery swung on. There's a smash through the middle into center for a base hit. Lenny Green throws back in. Mantle is on with a single to center. Now Bill Skowron, twice the strikeout victim, steps up. Walks out in front of the rubber. Nice set to work. Pitch to Moose. Swung on. That little slow hopper hit out to short. Valdivielso can't make the play, and all hands are safe. There's a slow hopper just over the head of the pitcher. Valdivielso had to come in from deep short. Could not scoop the ball up, and it goes as an infield hit. Now there are runners on first and second. And the batter, Bob Cerv. Cerv homered in the 2nd inning and popped out in the 5th to Billy Gardner. Walking out in front of the rubber again, doing a little landscaping. In fact, the pitching position, Bertoia shortens up at third. Pascual ready. They pitch to Cerv. Swung on. There's the bouncer, hit to short, and the throw to second for 1. Back to first. They got a double play. Bob Cerv slams into a fast double play. Valdivielso to Gardner to Killebrew. Mantle moving on to third. Big DP. And now the batter is Johnny Blanchard, who walked and flied to center. Washington leading 2-1 in the 7th inning. Gets the sign into the windup and the pitch. It's in there for a strike. Good fastball. He's pitching a powerful game, I'll tell you that. The right-hander gets the sign into the windup once more and the pitch. Swung on and fouled back. Strike 2. He's really giving it everything he's got on Blanchard. Washington. First of the 7th. Mantle on third, 2 away. Strike count on Johnny Blanchard. Here's the windup, the pitch, and Blanchard takes it up high for a ball. 1 and 2. Another cliffhanger. Seems like years ago that we've had a game where one team was well ahead of the other. A 1-2 count, 2 outs, Mantle on third, 2-1 Washington, 7th inning. Pascual to the windup. Here's the pitch, and it is swung on and lined foul down the right field line. 2-1 Washington, first of the 7th. Third, 2 away. A 2-strike count on Johnny Blanchard. Here's the windup, the pitch, and Blanchard takes it up high for a ball. 1 and 2. Another cliffhanger. Seems like years ago that we've had a game where one team is well ahead of the other. A 1-2 count, 2 outs, Mantle on third, 2-1 Washington, 7th inning. Pascual to the windup. Here's the pitch, and it is swung on and lined foul down the right field line. Count remains 1 and 2. Ball, 2 strikes. Pascual to the windup, delivers, and Blanchard swings and grounds it through second in the center for a base hit. Scoring Mantle to tie the score. Green goes back in. Johnny Blanchard hung in there and grounded it back through the middle. Valdivielso broke over. We had to hold up until he was going to get it or not. You know, broadcasting, as we do in Washington, from back of third base, you get a different angle. As a rule, when you're back of the plate, you can almost tell exactly where it's going to do or not. Blanchard singles to center, scoring Mantle. Now Gil McDougall will hit for Bobby Richardson. New York 2, Washington 2, 7th inning. Pascual ready. The pitch to Gil, outside, ball 1. Now the pitch, swung on it, missed, 4 strike, 1 and 1. on McDougal. Pascual's delivery. Fastball swung on, lined out into right. Bob Allison there to take it. And the side is retired. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. At the end of 6.5 innings, the Yankees 2, Washington 2. I hope you got plenty of Ballantine beer on hand, the crisp refresher to enjoy right along with the game. One look at a golden, frosty glass of Ballantine seems to say, this is the beer for you. But of course, the proof is in the tasting, and that's where Ballantine really scores. It's the light beer with true lager flavor. Ballantine proves the beer can be truly light and still give you all the honest-to-goodness lager beer flavor you want. The crisp refresher. So how about joining the millions of folks from Maine to Florida who've made Ballantine the largest selling beer in the East? Enjoy Ballantine beer, the crisp refresher. In the last half of the 7th inning, Earl Battey, Jose Valdivielso, and Camilo Pascual will be coming up. Gil McDougal stays in to play second base. Art Ditmar pitching out of turn because of the illness of Bob Cerv. Ready to work now. The pitch to Battey is in there for a strike. Battey singled and grounded to short. No balls, 1 strike. Ditmar to the windup, the pitch. Curveball over, strike. 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Ditmar delivers to Battey way outside. The ball skips by Blanchard. A 1-2 count. Now the pitch swung on and fouled off. Count remains 1-2. Two strikes. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back again. Count remains 1-2. Ditmar into the windup delivers, and Earl Battey hits a high drive to deep left field. And that ball is going to go foul. Out of play. Battey hit one all the way, but foul. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ditmar's next pitch. Swung on, lined out into center, and Mickey Mantle moves over to take it. 1 away. Elmer Vallows coming up now to hit for Jose Valdivielso. I saw him in the down the runway of the Senator dugout swinging the bat, but I didn't know whether he was going to hit this inning or win. A lot of times the pinch hitter will go into the clubhouse or get down the runway and swing a bat late in the game just to get the feel of it. Elmer Vallows going up the bat for Jose Valdivielso. pitch to Vallo, swung on and hit foul down the first baseline. Strike one. No balls, one strike. Yanks 2 centered is 2, 7th inning. Ditmar delivers, and Vallo takes the strike. 0-2. Pitch. Swung on and grounded down to Skowron. Loose up with it. Outruns Vallo to the bag. And they're 2 away. Here comes Camilo Pascual. Grounded to short and walk. Hit a grand slam homer against the Yankees to beat him in his last start. His first Major League home run. New York 2, Washington 2, 7th inning. Art Ditmar delivers. In there, strike one. Up, then comes the pitch, and it's inside for a ball, 1-1. Art has been turning in some wonderful pitching. Here's the delivery, swung on and fouled down the right field line, out of play. A 1-2 count. On deck is Billy Gardner. 2 strikes. Score tied 2-2 in the last of the 7th. Ditmar to the windup. Then comes the pitch. Pascual swings and misses. Strike 3. Side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. And at 7 innings, the Yankees 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, and 3 left on. Washington 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 4 men left on. Valentine beer has both lightness and flavor. That's what makes it the crisp refresher, and I hope you'll enjoy a frosty glass of Valentine real soon. Baltimore at Boston postponed rain and fog. Cleveland 2, Detroit 1 at the end of an inning and a half. Locke and Fisher. Chicago at Kansas City will find Wynn pitching against Cook. In the National League, Los Angeles at St. Louis scoreless at the end of 3.5 innings. Padres and Jackson. Philadelphia at Milwaukee. It's Mahaffey and Pizarro. Start of the game delayed on account of rain. Pittsburgh 2, Cincinnati nothing. 10 of 2 innings. Mizell and Perky. San Francisco defeated Chicago this afternoon 2-1. McCormick pitched the 3-hitter. Ellsworth the loser. Cepeda homered with 1 of 4 in the 4th inning. As we move into the first half of the 8th inning, there will be a pinch hitter for Art Ditmar, Hector Lopez. And Ryan Duran just now gets up to throw. Lopez batting for Ditmar. Then we'll have Boyer and Kubek. Billy Consolo has gone into play shortstop. Lopez. Pinch hitting for Art Ditmar in the 8th inning. Pascual's pitch is swung on and missed. Strike one. Lopez batting .281. The paid attendance tonight is 27,211. 27,211. Here's the pitch, and it's low outside for a ball. 1-1. One ball, one strike. Next pitch. Fastball outside. Ball 2, 2-1. One strike to count on Hector Lopez. Pascual to the windup, and the pitch swung on. There's a fly ball hit out into right field. Allison goes back and makes the catch. One away. Coming up now, Clete Boyer, who lined to right, grounded to third, and double to left. Yankees 2, Washington 2. It's the 8th inning. Pascual's pitch to Boyer. In there, strike one. 0-1. Next pitch. Fastball in there. Strike 2. 0-2. That was the pumper. No balls. 2 strikes. Now the 2-strike pitch. Curveball is bounced to short. Consolo has it. Throws on to first in time. In the 8th inning. Tony Kubek, hitting second in the order, steps up. Grounded to second, line to right, and grounded to second. Pascual's all set. The pitch is a low fastball. 1 ball, no strike. Nothing count. Now the delivery, and it's blown inside. Ball 2. Lavagetto is moving Allison back a little. Figuring it was 2 out. Kubek might be trying to go for the long one. Certainly by playing Allison back, he protects against an extra base hit to some extent. The next pitch is low, ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. The next pitch inside for ball 4. Kubek draws a walk with 2 out in the 8th inning. Second pass given up by Pascual. Now coming up is Yogi Berra. Took a third strike, fouled the catcher, and grounded to second. And Cookie, who paces back and forth, is now off to the water cooler. Yogi's outside, ball one. Little action in the center of the bullpen. A 2-2 ball game in the 8th inning. Pascual's pitch. Outside, ball 2-0. Billy Gardner comes over to holler something to Pascual. Nothing count. Rex Clevenger, or rather Ray Moore, warming up in the bullpen for Washington. Two balls, no strikes. 2 outs. And the pitch. It's low, ball 3. 3-0 count on Berra. Harmon Killebrew trots over from first base. Says a word or two to Pascual. A lot of times the pitchers don't pay any attention to what the fellows say Teddy to do. The mind is too much on the hitter. Or putting it the other way, they know what they're coming over for. It isn't so much what they say as the fact they slow the pitcher down a bit. 3 balls, no strikes. The pitch. It's in there. Strike 1, string 1. 3-1 count now on Berra. Yogi's had his look at Cassetti. Kubek has looked over at Crow 2 and at Yogi, and we'll watch and see whether he's running or playing it safely. 3 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Stretched by Pascual. The pitch is swung on, a little roller hit out to short. Control up with it, throws over to first in time, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left on. At the end of 7.5 innings. Yankees 2, Washington 2.
This is WOKO Albany.
As we come into the last half of the 8th, the Senators will have the top of the order. Gardner, Green, and Killebrew. And always at the top of your order list should be Valentine beer. Every day, more and more folks are asking the man for Valentine. And when a beer is that popular, it just figures that it's got to be the best. And that's the crisper pressure all the way. Valentine's, the light beer with true lager flavor. It proves the beer can be truly light and still give you all the honest to goodness lager beer flavor you want. So if you enjoy the best, you'll enjoy the one beer that delivers both lightness and flavor. Valentine beer, the crisper pressure. We pause for station identification.
At 1460 on the radio dial, you're tuned to quality modern WOKO, serving the Capital District of Albany, Troy, and Schenectady with the best in good pop music, accurate news, and top sports coverage. WOKO Albany. The time is 3 minutes after 10.
We'd give you time to get all the station breaks in, and we missed the last 2 weeks. Ryan Duran coming in. Making his 32nd appearance, has a record of 3-3. Art Ditmar, who pitched out of turn tonight because of the illness of Bob Cerv, turned in magnificent 7 innings, during which he gave up 4 scattered hits, but 2 of them were homers. One by Lemon in the 4th and one by Killebrew in the 6th. Billy Gardner's bat. Rounded to second, took a 3rd strike. Duran delivers. Fastball cut on and fouled back. Strike 1. The vice president's looking on. And if Senator Kennedy is listening, we'll give him equal time. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch. The ball, he almost swung at it, held back. Duran walking in from the mound. I think he's going to ask Caparella about why the pitch wasn't called a strike. Or it wants a new ball. One strike. Duran swings to the windup. Here's the pitch to Gardner. High, ball 2, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. It's high, ball 3, 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike. Ralph Terry warming up for New York. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Strike 2, full count. Duran into the windup, and the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled back out of play. Ralph Terry and Jim Coates warming up for New York. 2-2, it's the last half of the 8th inning. And in case up to now you haven't gotten the idea, these boys are playing for keeps. Balls, 2 strikes. Duran to the windup, and the pitch. Ball 4. Gardner's on. Ryan Duran walks Billy Gardner. Lenny Green coming up. And Blanchard have a word with Duran. They stretch and the pitch. It's bunted foul to the left of the plate for a strike. Count on Lenny Green. Harmon Killebrew on deck and Lemon to follow. Billy Gardner on first. 2-2 the score. It's the 8th inning. Stretched by Rhines. And the pitch. It's bunted foul to the left of the plate. Strike 2. Balls, 2 strikes. left-hand batter. Single to center, line to second, fly to right previously. You're into the stretch. Gardner leads off first. Here's the pitch. Swung on. There's a wrap back through the middle into center for a base hit. Gardner stops at second. Lenny Green trying to bunt. Then singles to center. And there are runners on first and second. Nobody out. Casey Single coming out of the dugout now. Bring in a new pitcher. I believe it'll be Ralph Terry. Ralph Terry will be coming in. Ryan Duran worked the two batters. Walked one and gave up one hit. From the bullpen. Meanwhile, in the stands and the bleachers, they've been having a little battle, and now they are starting to fight. And now they've been throwing things at one another, but there's nothing serious for a while. But all of a sudden, is flared up, and fellas have picked up chairs and have started swinging them at one another. And somebody really went for somebody. I don't know which one is wearing the light trunks or the dark trunks, but boy, they went after one another. And now they got the chairs up, and the area has been vacated by some ladies. Boy, you should have seen them move. Now the ground crews come out to clear up some of the debris in front of the bleachers and left. What apparently was some good-natured ribbing back and forth. We saw a few orange fields or something of that kind thrown back and forth. We didn't think much of it, but all of a sudden, it really started to flare up. And now, there you go again. They're swinging. And the police are trying to move in. Boy, there's a couple of them. Look at that. There they go. Man, they're popping one another. There's 3 or 4 of them swinging and popping. I mean, from all sides. There they go. I wish I knew their names, but it is spreading all along through the sand. And it is now 1 or 2 of the policemen have moved in. Boy, they were popping. Thing is getting a little rough out there. Boy, I tell you, they were popping. And now the fans have started yelling out in the bleachers. You know, like they're doing football. Go, go, go. The game is being temporarily halted while the ground crew cleared the debris in front of the bleachers. In a certain section of the bleachers in left field. Now we're set to continue. Billy Gardner's on second, Lenny Green on first. Nobody out in the 8th inning of the 2-2 ball game. The batter's Harmon Killebrew. Killebrew struck out, popped to second, and homered. Terry ready. The pitch is inside, ball 1. That's what is known as taking a look to see what the hitter's going to do. He had no idea. At least he didn't indicate a fair moose is in close. Goes Boyer. pitch. It's in there for a strike, 1-1. With the score tied 2-2. Harmon Killebrew's at bat, nobody out. Lemon on deck, Bertoia to follow. Meanwhile, a new group of policemen have arrived to help out those who are there. Ralph Terry pitches. Killebrew takes it outside for a ball. 2-1. Got a ball game on one side and fight on the other. Ralph Terry gets the sign. Gardner on second, Green on first. Here's the pitch, and Killebrew takes it inside, ball 3. He had to jump out of the way of that one. Count. Meanwhile, the police are marching the men off to the pokey. They got into the little jam session that went on. Three balls, one strike, 2 on, nobody out. 2-2, 8th inning. Gardner leads off second, Green off first. The pitch to Killebrew. High, ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Nobody out, and Jim Lemon coming up. Jim Lemon comes up with the bases loaded. Lemon hits to the box into a double play in the first inning, homered in the 4th, and struck out in the 6th. Killebrew that has loaded the bases forced the infield in with Jim Lemon up. Something a manager who doesn't particularly like to have do. So Lemon is at bat with 3 on and nobody out. A 2-2 ball game in the 8th inning. Ralph Terry to the windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. 0-1. Green and Killebrew leading away. Terry to the windup. The pitch to Jim Lemon. It's in there. Strike 2. Fastball of the outside corner. 0-2. No balls. 2 strikes. Count on Lemon. Gardner, Green, and Killebrew leading away from third, second, and first. Infield in. Nobody out. 2-2, 8th inning. Ralph Terry in release goes to the windup. Here's the pitch. Jim Lemon swings and bounces it to Kubek into the plate for 1. Down to the first. Too late. Bases remain loaded. 1 out. Got the front runner. Lemon forces Gardner at the plate. Green moving to third, Killebrew to second, Lemon to first, and the batter is Reno Bertoia. Grounded to third 3 times. Infield remains in. A 2-2 ball game. Lenny Green on third, Harmon Killebrew on second. Jim Lemon on first. Ralph Terry ready to pitch to the right-hand batter. Three men lead away. The windup and the pitch is low. Ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. up by Terry. The pitch to Bertoia. Swung on to high pop. McDougald goes out for it. He's under it. And there's Green starting toward the plate, but holds up. And they're 2 away. Infield fly rule was called. But the runners could advance at their own risk. And they're 2 down as Bertoia pops out to McDougald. Bases remain loaded, and here's Bob Allison. Walked, struck out, and grounded to third. Infield back at normal depth. Beat the Yankees last time that the Yankees were here in the late inning. Ralph Terry set to work now. Into the windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on to high pop foul, and it may be out of play, and it is. Strike 1. And there isn't too much room just around home plate. That is right behind it here in Washington. 1 strike to count on Allison. Lenny Green on third, Harmon Killebrew on second, and Jim Lemon on first. 8th inning. 2-2 to score. Up and the pitch. Swung on. There's a shot by short in left field for a base hit, scoring Green and also Killebrew. And it is 4-2 Washington. Bob Allison with 2 down rams a base hit to left to drive in 2 runs, scoring Green and Killebrew. And the Senators now lead 4-2. Allison hit a hard shot past third, driving in his 56th and 57th runs, sending Lemon to second. Now Earl Battey steps up. He's had 1 for 3. Singled, grounded to short, and lined to center. Ralph Terry to the stretch. The pitch to Battey, swung on and missed. Strike 1. Washington 4, New York 2, last of the 8th. The runs are charged to Duran. Here's the pitch. It's in there. 1 ball, no strike. By Terry, the pitch to Bertoia. Swung on to high pop. McDougald goes out for it. He's under it. And there's Green starting toward the plate, but holds up. And they're 2 away. Infield fly rule was called. But the runners could advance at their own risk. And they're 2 down as Bertoia pops out to McDougald. Bases remain loaded, and here's Bob Allison. Walked, struck out, and grounded to third. Infield back at normal depth. Allison beat the Yankees last time that the Yankees were here in the late innings. Terry set to work now. Into the windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on to high pop foul, and it may be out of play, and it is. Strike 1. There isn't too much around home plate. That is right behind it here in Washington. 1 strike to count on Allison. Lenny Green on third, Harmon Killebrew on second, and Jim Lemon on first. 8th inning, 2-2 to score. The wind up and the pitch. Swung on. There's a shot by short in left field for a base hit, scoring Green and also Killebrew. And it is 4-2 Washington. Bob Allison with 2 down. Rams a base hit to left to drive in 2 runs. Scoring Green and Killebrew. And the Senators now lead 4-2. Allison hit a hard shot past third. Driving in his 56th and 57th runs, sending Lemon to second. Now Earl Battey steps up. He's had 1 for 3. Singled, grounded to short, and lined to center. Ralph Terry to the stretch. The pitch to Battey, swung on and missed. Strike 1. Washington 4, New York 2, last of the 8th. The runs are charged to Duran. Here's the pitch. It's in there. 2-strike count. Jim Lemon on second. Bob Allison on first. Here's the delivery to Battey. Swung on and foul back. Count remains 2 strikes. Senators leading 4-2 in the 8th inning. Terry once more to the stretch. Here's the pitch. Curve outside. Ball 1. 1-2. A 1-2 count on the catcher. Into the stretch. Here's the pitch. Swung on and fouled back out of play. Count remains 1-2. Jim Lemon on second. Bob Allison on first. Earl Battey at the plate. 2 runs in, 4-2 Washington, 8th inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on. There's a high fly ball into center. Mantle is under it. Makes the catch, and the side's retired. 2 runs for Washington. 2 hits. No Yankee errors, and 2 men left on. The 2 runs charged to Ryan Duran. At the end of 8 innings, Washington, 4 runs, 6 hits. No errors, and 6 men left on. The Yankees, 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and 4 men left on. Give Washington 1 error. Elsewhere, Cleveland leads Detroit 2-1 at the end of 4 innings. Locke and Fisher. Baltimore at Boston postponed, combination of rain and fog. The White Sox got a run in the first inning, and Johnny Cook had to leave the game. He hurt his ankle, and Saturis relieved him. Early Wynn pitching for Chicago. In the National League, Los Angeles, St. Louis scoreless end of 6 innings. Padres and Jackson. Philadelphia and Milwaukee, it's Mahaffey and Pizarro. Cincinnati leads Pittsburgh 4-2 at the end of 5 innings. Perky and Mizell. Bell and Simpson homering in the 5th. Simpson with one on. San Francisco beat Chicago 2-1 this afternoon. McCormick beat Ellsworth. Cepeda homered in the 4th with one on. Dan Dobek goes to center field for Washington, and Lenny Green switches to left. Jim Lemon out as we go to the 9th inning.
This is WOKO Albany.
Mickey Mantle's first up. Skowron on deck and Cerv to follow. Senators, who have won 5 out of the last 6 games they've played against New York and lead them 8-6 on the season, lead 4-2 here in the 9th inning. Mantle's had 1 for 3, fly to left, pop to short, single to center. Camilo Pascual to the windup, and the pitch. Swung on it, missed. Strike one. A highly partisan crowd of 27,211 here tonight to see the Senators in their bid for first division berth. Game and a half out as festivities began this evening. Pascual to the windup, and the pitch. Curveball foul back out of play. Strike 2, 0-2. Senators have finished 8th the last 3 years, and so their bid for first division berth, as the season moves into its final phase, has brought about a great resurgence of interest on the part of the fans. Here's the pitch. Mantle takes it in there. Call strike 3. Threw him a knuckler. Coming up is Bill Skowron. One away in the 9th. Moose struck out twice in singles. Pascual delivers, and Skowron swings and grounds it out to second. Gardner up with it, throws to Killebrew, 2 away. Two out in the 9th. Washington leading 4-2. Cerv coming up. Cerv homered in the 2nd, popped to second, and grounded to short into a double play. And the delivery. Swung on, little tap to the mound. Pascual has it, throws to Killebrew, and the game's over. And the Senators win it 4-2. With Camilo Pascual chalking up his 14th win, pitching a strong game to stop the Yankees' winning streak, which had extended to 4. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. And the Senators now have beaten the Yankees 9 out of 15 and have taken 6 out of the last 7 games they played against the Yankees. As we check the totals, check your Ballantine beer, the light beer with true lager flavor. The Senators, 4 runs, 6 hits. No errors, and 6 men left on. And the Yankees, 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error, and 4 men left on base. Pascual all the way to win his, 14th? I meant his 12th win. His 12th win, his sixth loss. The losing pitcher is Ryan Duren. His fourth loss, he's won 3. Art Ditmar turned in an equally brilliant performance for the 7 innings he worked, working out a turn with Bob Curley having fallen ill. Ditmar gave up 4 hits in 7 innings and 2 runs. Duren worked 2 men in the 8th, both of whom got aboard on a walk and a single. Ralph Terry came on and finally gave up a 2-out bases-loaded single to Allison that broke the 2-2 tie.